Welcome back to another episode of Ask the Attorney. I'm your host, Alex Alexander with Client Focus Media. Today I'm super excited to bring Misty Vantrease from Kentucky ElderLaw. You can find them online at KyElderLaw.com. Welcome, Misty. How are you today?
I'm great. Thanks.
We appreciate you having here. You and I spoke just briefly, but before we came on, and you guys are based out of Louisville, Kentucky. Now you have 3 locations in Louisville, but you're also basically Kentuckiana licensed, correct? So you guys do business in north of Louisville, which in Indiana, and of course throughout the state of Kentucky. Tell us a little bit about Kentucky ElderLaw and what makes you guys special.
So yes, like you said, we practice all over the state of Kentucky. We always say from Pikeville to Paducah, so the whole length of the state, and then southern Indiana. We were the first law firm to really completely focus our practice on elder law. So we were really excited last year to celebrate our 20th anniversary. So established in 2002. And focusing exclusively on this area. So the elder law, a lot of people wonder what that is. What does it mean? It's just a focus area for our practice, making sure people are well prepared for periods of time where they may be incapacitated, but also for long-term care and the costs that may come with that. Do they qualify for government benefits? Do they have insurance? Are they going to be using private funds? How are they going to fund that cost if it comes along? We have 6 lawyers, so I think we're also the largest firm in Kentucky, but our goal is just to provide excellent service and meet all the needs of our clients in Kentucky and southern Indiana.
That sounds incredible. And the fact that you guys have 6 dedicated attorneys to elder law is awesome. So that's great. Kentucky's a big state, big populace. And some of the things I think people need to understand is there's a difference between, having a will and having life care planning, right? So can you just briefly kind of explain, obviously the will thing, right? Everybody needs a will, and that's part of your life care plan. Mm-hmm. But let's just say that I'm in my early 50s. My parents are in their 80s, or late 70s, early 80s. How would that apply to someone like myself or someone similar to me?
So I think, I try to tell people what we're really trying to do is make sure people can get the care they need when they need it, where they want it, and get it paid for, along with being prepared for decision making during all of these time periods. You and your situation that you describe is very typical. So a lot of people will come to our office, but they're actually coming to talk about their parents, or they're coming with their parents to discuss some of these issues. So for them, we're looking for planning. We're going to be making sure they've got powers of attorney, healthcare surrogates, living wills, but that's just such a small piece of it. But also, do we need to plan ahead for paying for long-term care? And that's where trust, or maybe avoiding probate, that could involve a trust, where those types of more complicated documents might come into play. And then that child, like you, in their 40s, like me, or 50s, sitting there will say, oh my gosh, I need documents too. I need estate planning. So for them, we may be still doing the basics of estate planning, but we've got that long-term care eye out there as well.
I think it's super important, and you're completely right, that someone in our age demographics, as you come up, out of your 30s and getting into your 40s and 50s, to understand that there needs to be a plan for you as well, so that you're not sitting in this situation that our parents may be, where we're trying to figure things out now as time is escaping us. So I think it's a really good idea for the, I'm sure probably your target demo is going to be individuals who are going to be late 30s and above, who are cognizant of the fact that life is fleeting. We need to make sure that there are plans in place for, God forbid, right, that I am in my mid 40s and I still have children that are just basically, depending on how quickly you have children, but they could be young adults, they could be teenagers. And if something were to happen to you, do you want the probate factor to be kicking in? Do you want to have things planned out for them? And I think it's a really good idea for people to understand that life care planning is so much more than just a will. If there is one, go ahead.
I was going to say, yeah, I think we even do it, I think, a step maybe even beyond what a lot of people are used to, because in our firm, or what's typical for them, in our firm, we even have social workers on our staff. So we talked about our 6 lawyers. We also have 2 full-time social workers that work with our clients to make sure that they're getting questions answered, they're help navigating all the, medical issues that might come up. If it's time to transition from, to home care or maybe assisted living or something like that, those social workers are available to our clients as well if they're life care planning clients. So that's pretty unique to our firm here in Kentucky.
Well, that's pretty much awesome. And some of the things that people need to understand. Life care planning is something you really need to look at, and I suggest that everyone at least look into it. Even if I guess sometimes we're afraid of the terms, right? We're afraid of our own mortality, and we really don't want to discuss these kind of things or get into it. But I really want people to understand this is something that no matter what your age is, you need to look into this. And if you're in Kentucky or Southern Indiana, I think it's a really smart idea to go to it's KentuckyElderLaw.com, KYElderLaw.com, and discuss these facts with someone from the firm. Misty Vantrease, of course, would be more than happy to discuss things with you. One of the things she also said was having someone there that can help you transition. And that could be even applying for Medicare and Medicaid and these kinds of things, depending on your situations. You guys also provide help with VA benefits, correct?
We do. So a lot of veterans of wartime periods, so they didn't have to serve over in, a war theater, but they maybe served during the Vietnam era, Korean era. They may not realize there's money available to them from the VA to help pay for care. And it's not just available to them, it's also available to a surviving spouse of a wartime veteran. So around $1,400, for example, a surviving spouse could get, even though maybe her husband passed away 20 years ago, but if she hasn't remarried and now she needs assisted living, we can get that benefit started for her, get $1,400 extra coming into her bank account every month to help pay for that care that she needs. So all kinds of things out there that a lot of people just don't know about that we can help connect.
Thank you very much for this incredible information. Misty, I want to thank you for being on the show today. I want to thank everyone out there for tuning into this episode of Ask the Attorney. If you'd like to learn more, I think you should, about elder care and learning more about Misty Vantrease and the Kentucky Elder Law, go to KentuckyElderLaw.com or right here at IWantToBuzz.com. Do something good for yourself and do something good for others.